Hello, I'm ABC, and today we will look into the more detail over automating data engineering using generative AI. So in generative AI, what we already have, it's like we can already go to ChatGPT and different applications. We can ask questions, it generates the code, we copy the code, we go to infrastructure, run it, find it out if it works or not, then again go back and you go back and forth. I wanted is you already get a code, it runs in your infrastructure, give you the result instantly, and you know it makes sense or not. And you can directly build dashboards, insights, analysis, everything. So if you give this solution to an analyst or data engineer, and they will explore the data, they will chat with it, find the answer, realize what is wrong and right. They can ask, re-ask, whatever they can do. So that is, I would say, more or less an automated data engineering, and that's where I'm going to use today a new technology developed by Phidata, which is they named as JuniorDE. So what it does is it gives me a streamlined UI where I can ask question based on whatever the domain and data we have, and it runs. It develops the result, runs in the infrastructure, and give me the number. It plots a chart. It does many things. I will check it and I will know how all those things works. Another thing, interesting thing it does is like it can be integrated privately, it can be integrated publicly, the way it behave, and it provides all the infrastructure for me. So it's like the entire stack is given to me. I will just do a Docker install and will start run. Nothing else I will do. So let's jump in and see. For the example dataset, I'm using IMDB dataset. Okay, so to create this five space workspace, it is pretty easy. It is like five steps create, and it does. Yeah, and I just want to create a junior D, so I just need to put number, workspace name. Okay, I will just keep the name same. It just creates it. Okay, it says if you want to start it, just do start workspace, five workspace down, so five workspace up, and again I will just say yes, everything yes, 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 yes. So now the workspace is up. Technically, my command should be less. I should be doing streamlit run app slash from that file. This should run the streamlit app for me. So I run it. Let's see what happens. Okay, it opens it. Cool. So I have this five workspace. Let's make this bigger. Show me the top 10 rows from the IMDB data. This is a basic question of showing me the 10 rows from the IMDB data. Let's see what happens. Cool. So we have the data, and it should run, and it should know how the data looks like. So we have Metascore, revenue, million, boards, rating, runtime minutes here, actors, director. Good. So good. So we can go deeper now with this question. Let's see what are the other questions we can ask. The next question we will ask is list all movies having rating performance from the IMDb data. Okay? So I have some more data set there. So I am specifically mentioning use IMDb data. I didn't test it if I have multiple data sets, if just writing IMDb is good enough or not. So I'm being explicit here. Later maybe I will try that can it predict multiple data sets automatically or not. Okay, so we have the output which says we have few movies, and now it is printing the code as well. That is fantastic. Let's see the code. Code is and clean, and it creates a data frame of streamlet. It creates filter movies by rating, and in the rating, it just put a filter on the data frame by rating by more than 8.5. So it's a, okay. So we will go deeper. Now we'll ask more harder questions. Uh, when I was scrolling through the data, I know there are some movies which has no revenue. So let me ask it. Show me all the movies having no revenue. So we will know how much, what is the quality of data. And next, we will ask more harder questions, like ask the plot chart or something. That means, see, there is no revenue here. I mean, of course, it's a wrong, some mistake in the data set, I presume, but it is good. The data set ran that for me. Again, the question should be easy, eh? Good. Good. It's doing a good job so far. Check through some of the Kaggle questions, and there are a lot of questions around correlations and finding out what is the trend. So I have a question like that, which I will ask. And the question is, show all trend of production, gross collection, runtime of some important fields features since it's running fast. It's trying to do already things. Okay, so it has group by with all this data set. I really wanted the trend to be chart. Okay, good. Okay, it is plotting the chart. Okay, it's clever enough because I really wanted some charts to actually see what it does. What happened? Okay, so it did a job, but it didn't run it. Let me retry it. Hoping this time it will run it first, because I'm more interested in running the code rather than giving me code here because I can get this code from GPT-4 as well. Aha! Now it came. Okay, there's some small bug, I don't know. It is running them, it is charting, and the chart should have. So from the code, I know the first one is movie trends, then the production, then the gross collection, and runtime trend. Technically, it should have given me a better answer. This the first one is this. This is the production. So I have since 1920, it is saying production trend since 1920, gross collection trend since 1920 to the million, runtime trend since 1920. So if you saw it, the trend, it worked. It didn't work in the first time. Then I need to rerun it. Then it worked. But initially, it didn't even give me what chart is what. Then I think it realized it did wrong. So it had some thinking process. It realized it. Only thing is between thinking and posting into the code, I think it should first think, maybe pause and wait, and then when it is 100% sure, then only it should generate this output so that it gives a little bit of better understanding. But it's so far very good. Like it ran it, where I will give in more information. I will say plot charts for correlation among IMDb ratings and other things, which is like vote, revenue, Metascore, runtime. So I'm just trying to find the correlation between rating and all other features. I mentioned clearly that use linear regression. I want to see does it or not. And again mention if you can use Seaborn as other library. So I will just point it one in the question, two in the three. So let's see what it does. Uh, all these questions are finally got it from the Kaggle most asked questions, and I just got the question and got it copied here too. Okay, so one thing is good. It is calling linear regression, and it is here just trying to fit the model in the correlation feature. It is indeed calling SNS plot, so I mention it. So it's generated the code and it ran something which is all white. Maybe because I asked it to run something on the line of Seaborn and maybe the engine behind doesn't support it. Okay, it gave me all this code, but it doesn't support the viewing. Okay, so what I will do is I will say use Streamlit charts to show the correlation. Let it decide by yourself and use. So last minute I ran, it generated all the code. It tried to plot something, but everything is white. The numbers are there, but everything is white. My assumption is I try to use Streamlit and maybe the engine behind it understands Streamlit but does not understand the Seaborn and maybe all this integration, or this UI needs some more work to able to plot Seaborn charts. So I just said, okay, don't use Seaborn, or I didn't mention it. I just said use Streamlit charts to show the correlation. So okay, so we have the number. Wow, this is mind blowing. Just imagine it literally draw all this correlation chart for IMDb ratings with revenue in millions and the vote, and then Metascore, then runtime minutes. Wow, this is just wow. I really didn't anticipate that it will happen. It is really wow. Generate the entire code with a linear regression. I asked it to don't use any Seaborn chart, so it is using Plotly chart, and it created scatter plot, and wow, it really generated all this chart. Use linear regression, just an instruction, and this is indeed the chart I wanted. I thought this is mind blowing. So to be honest, it is really mind blowing because just see all this code I did not to write. I just need to ask. It generated, it ran, and it intelligently understood how to plot or not to plot, and it did it. Okay, keeping the video short, I will go very deeper into that because now I'm very, very curious what kind of crazy things it can do. But so far, it is just amazing. Okay, so I just demonstrated the basic setup and starting from a very easy query to a little bit of intermediary plus. It's a bit of complex queries I did. I asked it to do correlation. I asked it to plot it. I even instructed it to use C1. It didn't do it. Then I asked it, okay, use your own chart and plot it, and it did. It is really, really amazing. Just imagine you don't need any work. It is integrated in your infrastructure. You start exploring the data and the dashboards, whatever you want to present, you need not to recreate. They all can be dynamic. Every user can have their own way of questions. And if the code can be version controlled and it is committed to Git, then you can go and check what the code ran. And all these charts, it's already ready. So you can already find insight from the data without having to deal with any other complexity. So I would say this is literally mind blowing. But as you see all in the demo, sometimes it didn't even answer. Sometimes it answers. So it for me it took two attempts for the two questions to run it. Uh, of course, I will ask more. I will say, yeah, one time it's run it to understand C1, but I didn't even check too far. I will have to go much deeper to use very, very complex technology to justify our work. But so far, I will say this 6 or 7 out of 10 to consider as a junior D, but this is just amazing. I'm very, very excited for the Phidata. Thank you very much. I am really excited. I'm seeing automating deals happening way faster than I am anticipated, and this is one of the technologies really doing a fabulous job. Thank you.